Hello everyone, and welcome to another StarCraft 2 replay voiceover. This is going to be on the map Delta Quadrant. It was my very first placement match that I played right when the actual StarCraft 2 was launched. It will be me as the Blue Terran, as always, because I'm boring like that. And my opponent will be Riono as the Red Protoss. But this game, well, I'll get to how the importance of it in once we get there. Alright, and of course, just like all the other games, they start off with a few minutes of nothing happening. So I'm going to start it up real quick right after we exchange the good luck and have fun. Alright, so we're gonna double time it here. Standard opening, go to 10 SCVs out of your supply up there at the top, and then right once you hit that, about halfway through, build the supply depot. I of course build it up front so I can begin my wall off, as is important. And at least any Terran player is probably going to wall off, because for the Terrans it's really easy. And then I sent out my SCV to scout right there. Now, he had already sent out his little guy to scout earlier, but as you can see just by the little aura there, we're probably going to remain just out of view of one another. So I didn't know that he was out scouting yet. But that'll come into importance in a few minutes. Here you can see me building up the barracks in order to hopefully block off everything. And see, there we exchanged our little workers, but I wasn't paying attention to my workers, so I didn't see his probe dilly-dallying nearby. But what is important is he's actually building his stuff out of the way, so if I tried to scout, it looked like he didn't know what he was doing. But what's really important is here, right about... Let's pause this here. Let's see if it'll let me go to my view here. And let's back up just a little bit. Okay, not that little bit. Alright. Alright. Here's my control at the moment. I don't see the probe. As you can see the mini-map, I don't see him just yet. But I'm also focusing on my command center like a dipshit at the moment. And there you saw in the corner the probe goes by. So right about now, the probe's right around here, so on the mini-map. But you'll see what happens here in just a second, because this is a very important thing to remember. I don't see the probe coming in on the mini-map, because you can see I'm occupied right now. But there, I see the probe flash by, and then he goes and tries and hides in the corner. I grab an SCV, and that SCV immediately begins pursuit. Why? Because you'll see here in just a second, my opponent was trying to proxy me. He was trying to set up a pylon where I wouldn't notice it so that he could warp in his units. Seeing that I scouted this out, he tries to cancel this pylon in order to try and free the probe, but I still managed to kill it off anyways, because it runs into a corner and dies. See, had I not reacted when that probe was there, I'd have had gateways filled with Zealots right here, and then I'd be, oh crap, because I'd have a giant march of Zealots on my SCVs, and I'd have lost. Now, of course, being the little noob that I am, I didn't realize that I had this barracks building here for the longest time, but I took the SCV off of the barracks to go chase down the probe. So I was kind of a little newbie, and there I start my command center, my orbital command way late, as well as my second gas after I had the first one oversaturated with... No, that SCV's just sitting there. I was wondering what that SCV was doing, so I just grabbed him and put him back to work. But here I'm producing Marines just in case I had the fear of something coming, and I put down my first tech lab on the first racks. It was at this point... Yep, called down the first mule. But my opponent was preparing to counter Marauders. At least, yeah, he had dual gas going. He was definitely preparing to counter Marauders. There goes a Cyber Core. He's going to have lots of gas flowing, so he'll be able to do a successful counter to Marauders. But I'm like, hey, I'm facing Protoss, so I should throw down a Ghost Academy. The problem is, as you'll see later on, I have a Ghost and don't even use him. But, there comes my second Marauder under production, and that barracks is still sitting there. Yeah, it's best not to leave buildings not under construction, so yeah, remember that next time you play. If you ever play, so just don't stare at the building while it's doing nothing. And here I set up another barracks right next to the one that's currently building. Yeah, I never said I was pro. Never said I was pro. Got some more Marauders coming, but when I see my opponent was preparing for Marauders, he's warping in. No, he's getting his gateway, his warp gates chrono boosted. Of course, that's necessary for everything, but he's also producing a sentry. That sentry will help him block off the ramp by using its force field abilities, essentially nullifying any strength of the Marauders while allowing him to build up defenses or what else he would need to do. Barracks is still... Oh, there... Nope. SCV... Oh, computer's lagging? Alright, there it gets back to production. I moved an SCV off the line just to produce. Yeah. I'm awesome like that. Cough, cough, sarcasm. Here comes my Ghost. And, yep, right about now... Hold on a second.